everyone, and welcome to the Australian CFO show. I am extremely excited to have Andrew joining us, and he is the founder of the Financial Modelling World Cup. So I never thought I would be speaking to the founder of this. Well, I actually never knew it existed, I must say. So that's my fault. But welcome. We're very pleased to have you here.
Thank you so much. Nice to be here, Adriana. Thank you for the invite. And yeah, with the passage of time, like I hear these, comments that say, "Oh, I never thought this thing existed." So this it's just so cool, especially when people see that on TV or
Mm.
on ESPN, or when this makes to some major news channels.
Yeah, I was quite shocked when I was speaking to Lance Rubin about it before. I was very surprised. But yeah, I guess it is an esport, isn't it?
It's both. It's a sport. It's an intellectual competition. It's an esport. We have a couple of different, let's say, formats of the competition. So really, there is everything. Like for every taste, there will be something. That's how we
Mm.
call that. So.
Okay, great. Could you give us a bit of an overview about how this World Cup began and how it
Uh,
works?
Yeah, well, I'll have to be to give quite some credit to the founders of Modelov, actually two Australian guys who have founded a similar tournament back in 2012, and I was one of the players there. So I made it to the finals in London in 2016 and in New York in 2017. So really, it was one of the strong competitors. And then, their business or their other businesses started to grow, and they just sold that to new owners, and the new ones didn't really want it or could follow up. So, and that was an annual tournament, right? So that was an annual tournament once a year, more like player focused, and like my vision and my idea was that basically it could be great to have these games like on a monthly basis, because people like me, they wanted more. It might be great to have not only concentrating on the players, but also to bring it to the world, to make it an esport. And that's how the Financial Modeling World Cup was started in 2020. So basically, at one point, I just I'm a keen sportsman, taking part in different other types of sports like orienteering, running, pool billiards, basketball, like whatnot. And out of all of these, it's kind of possible to get some ideas of how could the formats look. And basically, the final piece of the puzzle, how to make this on with monthly stages and with let's say flexible timing for the participants, came from actually a tournament like a Sudoku World Championship or Sudoku Grand Prix. So even like that.
So how does it work? Can you talk us through what
Yeah.
a stage would look like?
Okay. So first, let's just distinguish. We have three different pillars or three different types of tournaments. So one is a student Microsoft Excel Collegiate Challenge that we organize in cooperation with University of Arizona. Then we have the Financial Modeling World Cup itself, like regular stages, and we have let's say Excel Esports or Microsoft Excel World Championship. So one of them, the Financial Modeling World Cup, that's mostly focusing on finance professionals, and that's more player experience. And Microsoft Excel World Championship and Excel Esports, that's the format that focuses on Excel, or mostly Excel, solving like logical things. You don't have to have some finance knowledge there or specific finance knowledge. And that's spectator friendly, so people are being streamed. So it's a 30 minutes of game typically, where you are on YouTube competing against other rivals, and your score is being shown all the time, and there are hosts commentating on that. So that's the typical esports format. The World Championship the qualification round starts in on October 8th, but we have some, let's say, the series of monthly battles called Road to Las Vegas, because we have the finals in Las Vegas this year in a gorgeous in a gorgeous HyperX Esports arena there. Like,
Oh.
really, it's going to be very, very massive event
I'll
there.
keep my eyes out for the invite and the VIP treatment on the way over.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. Actually, the top 8 players get their trips paid. So if you roll into the competition and make it to the to the quarterfinals, then your trip is paid. So
Not sure if it's a skill that I really possess, but
Um, but yeah, well, some of your fellow Australians have very good chances to do that because the current 2 times world champion is Adrian Guy from Australia. So
oh wow.
and he did that despite being competing in the middle of the night because we have to somehow combine the time zones, and unfortunately. Uh, we are mostly trying to make it, towards the States and Europe, and that's how.
We're used to it. It's fine. We're okay with it.
Yeah,
Again,
it's impossible to do. It's like to
yeah.
satisfy everyone. So yeah, and these qualification rounds, basically the next one actually is tomorrow. So on our YouTube channel, there will be a chance to watch how the pros compete. So that's about Excel Esports, and the other pillar that we have, it's the Financial Modeling World Cup itself, the regular stages. So there are 8 stages happening throughout the year, Friday to Monday. So there is a 4-day time slot where people can log into the platform, get their tasks, solve them, and the typical cases are like make three-way financials based on some inputs, calculate IRR of an investment, forecast some loan interest payments, and so on and so on. And maybe do some optimization problems like with these kinds of inputs, like which combination of units will give you the best result, the best IRR. Last time, in the last stage that actually ended last week, one of these tasks was about modeling financials for a amusement park with like magic creatures like dragons, phoenix birds, and those types of things. So it's kind of, on one hand, it's really you plan financials and you learn on that. On the other hand, you're actually doing some fun stuff, and you're trying to optimize whether we buy an extra dragon or we buy an extra couple of thunderbirds. Yeah.
And what can these athletes, win? Can they make a career off this? Or is it more of like a fun side hustle?
Okay, let's put it like that. We're working on that. So again, you were asking about the vision when I was founding that. So the vision was that we are giving big paychecks to the winners, and one day, hopefully, it will be possible to live off that. So the current prize funds are for the finance for the Financial Modeling World Cup. That's 25,000 per year. For the collegiate challenge, it's 30, and for the Excel Esports, that's 15K per year. So that's a total of like 75 or something K with all the extra bonuses that we're giving out during the year. But we're working on increasing these prize funds. The next stage alone, it's going to be September 1st to September 4th, I think. That's going to be giving out an extra 5K just for the stage winners. So you can win, like a couple of $1,000 US dollars in one single weekend, like spending a couple of hours. But yeah, well, we were talking with one of the competitors, and he said, like, okay, I need to get like with like comparing all these, let's say, New York salaries and stuff. I probably need to be making an expected return of like $500,000 from all these tournaments to be able to become a pro. And this is probably not going to happen next year, but if things go right, and this is really the vision, that the top players could become the pros, the admirable athletes, and they could be the role models for the whole industry, and they could
Mm.
also teach a lot to the other people.
Mm. Do you have much, I guess, a community as well? So you've spoken, I guess, of a few people from different countries. Is there, a community of these sort of athletes that, that have some rivalries?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting that yeah, we have lots of people taking these competitions. Like all of them, like some people concentrate only on Excel Esports, others do everything, both like regardless whether it's a financial modeling stage or Excel Esport, they do everything. Others take part like only once a year in the Microsoft Excel World Championship. But yeah, there is a quite a big community. Like our LinkedIn channel just tonight hit 40,000 subscribers, 40,000 followers. We have quite some follower base on YouTube as well. So people come there for a couple of things, like the like-minded people who are taking part, who are as a players. They come there to, let's say, share their experience. But most of the other people are actually joining the channel to learn, because we're posting quite a number of learning materials, some interesting cheat sheets, guides, ideas, and so on. And on the other hand, like watching how the pros compete is it's a very exciting and easy way to train, actually. So when you're looking at how one of the players writes their formula, and you have hosts who are explaining that actually this guy's doing this and this because he needs to do it like that and that, and Excel formula that you need to do there is this one or that one. This is something that really allows people to better trade and to understand, like, oh, okay, this item could have been done with that Excel function.
Mm.
So maybe I could try that on my work because I have a
Mm.
similar task to accomplish there. So
Mm.
people might be a little bit afraid with the name that it's like financial modeling, like World Cup, but essentially that's not a competition. That's a way to train
Mm.
for the majority of the participants.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really thought about that, but I guess it's also a different way that people, learn and absorb information, and perhaps a less daunting way for people. I guess the people that are viewing it as well. Competing would be, a whole other level. Can you talk about how the scoring works?
Yeah. So each, like, you're given a set of questions for each case, like set of inputs. For example, you need to be the three-way statement model, and you're given some inputs like, okay, here are the assumptions about sale projections, here are the markups, here are the working capital requirements. And then we have questions that you need to answer, like what was the accounts receivable at month X, or what was the cash balance at month Y. Uh, the more difficult is the question, the more points you get on that. Typically, there is a total of 1,000 points per stage, and then you get, typically a share on that. The top players might get a time bonus if they finish early. So that's how it
Right. So there
typically
is
works.
a timed component as well.
Yeah, yeah. The financial stages, they take place for 2 hours, and the Excel Esports, that's a 30-minute competition. So
Mm.
that's how it typically works. But honestly, like it's interesting to see that basically these challenges that we pose are quite similar to those that are being offered by let's say trading companies. I used to have one. That was an interesting project, so I was brought in by one good friend of mine who actually needed to get some guidance to guide him through some training materials by one of the all of these companies that do Wall Street trainings. And basically I see that he really needs to do more or less the same thing that we're doing here in our competitions, with the only exception that he had to buy a whole bundle of subscription for a year for a hell lot of money. And here you can get a stage ticket for like $25, and that's, you know, probably a much better price point, actually, for a similar way to train.
How can people get involved?
The best way probably is to just, go to fmworldcup.com, read more about each of these competitions, understand what's more interesting for you. Do you want to solve Excel? Do you want to solve finance, and sign up? So, and that's as easy as that. Then you get a link and you start doing that. The like if you still have time tonight to sign up for tomorrow's stage of for the road to Las Vegas. That's Excel tournament. So you probably won't be brought to the stream, but you will still be able to do that on the back end, because we have only 4 people being streamed, but all the others are doing that on the back end. So no worries on
Maybe I'll
that.
sign up my CFO. I'll sign up my
Sorry?
CFO. I'll sign up our CFO and just try to get him out
Oh,
there. Just really challenge him.
yeah. Let me know. We'll try to,
He won't be happy
accommodate.
with me, but Um, and do you
Perfect.
have any, interesting stories or memorable moments from the past years of competition?
Yeah, an interesting. There was a very interesting story from the last year's qualification round from the Microsoft Excel World Championship. So imagine that's an annual event, right? So we have all these preliminary battles, but this is the main event where you get most of the recognition. This is where you're being shown on to the most of the media. And there are many more people signing up than we have places on the in the main draw. So we have 128 places in the main draw, and we need the qualifiers to get the people to that. So one of the players from the United States, he was actually signed up for a marathon on the very same day. And the problem was that both events overlapped. So there, he couldn't really select the flexible time zone, because that was a specified time. Because otherwise, we can't really prevent. We need to make sure that it's there is no possibility for people to get answers in advance, right? So what he did, he signed up for a marathon. He signed up for us. So he arranged a setup that, and he was running all the 42 kilometers, right? So basically, he ran the first half marathon, stopped. His team was already creating a setup for him. So basically, he sat on the minute, like on the side of the road in his marathon jersey, marathon number. He did the qualification route right there on the on the side of the marathon road, and then he continued and made the other half marathon after that. So uh, he did quite well. He wasn't well. The result obviously was not good enough to qualify him, but we just were so amazed with this, determination, that we just gave a wild card to the main draw. So that was such an amazing story, such a determination. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, this guy or lady sounds like a real sucker for punishment. Marathon and then deep into a financial modeling challenge. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
then
it's
another half
entirely.
marathon, right? So, yeah.
Ah,
So,
wow, that's incredible. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. Really enjoyed the whirlwind tour throughout the FMWC, I believe is the in way to
yeah,
say it.
yeah, that's how we
Um,
say that. Thank you.
and then for anyone listening, I encourage you to check out their LinkedIn, start following along, and then jump on their website and have a look. Either, check it out on YouTube or maybe get involved. You never know. You might be off to Las Vegas and hopefully I'll see you there. Andrew, have a great day.
Thank you
Really
so much.
appreciate it again and
Thank you so much, Adriana.
speak to you soon.